this is how it's happening.
Hello, and welcome to 100 Days of Medieval Minecraft, where I am going to try to survive 100 days in a modded Minecraft medieval themed world. While I got your attention, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It's totally free and you can totally change your mind after, so enjoy. Day 1, I spawned in a village and I saw these armored villagers, which kind of freaked me out, but they were totally friendly, so it was okay. After checking them out, I decided to check out the rest of the village and see what I can find. While looting the village, I managed to find some iron gear and an eye patch. However, the eye patch did not cover my eye very well. I discovered that the villagers have names, and I had to introduce myself to Carissa, Joan, and Geneva. After introducing myself, I just kept exploring the village. This chest was very nice and gave me a lot of food, and I decided to go up to the top of the tower to check out the view, and I found this ancient abandoned tomb thing. I decided to hold off on exploring the tomb right away as I wanted to explore the other chests in the village, and this one happened to just hit jackpot. I managed to find an iron backpack, a scythe, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, a bunch of arrows, and a lot of really good stuff in this chest. After finding the loot in the chest, I decided I was going to get a little ballsy and head inside this abandoned building. I discovered that there were these levers on the floor that opened up a stairway down underneath to the basement of the building. I slowly started to walk down the stairs, being as aware of my surroundings as I could. It looked pretty safe to me, other than seeing a creeper. I was very wrong. This snake just comes out and murders me. Then I decide the obvious thing to do here is to go back into the basement and get my stuff back. I managed to get it, and whatever killed me was not there anymore, but I was not sticking around to see what was going to happen, so I just ran right out of there. I noticed it was getting dark, so I decided to just steal one of the villagers' bed and hide out. I didn't do much on day 2, I pretty much just kept exploring. I found some chests, I got some wood, and I saw this weird skeleton dragon that I did not want to mess around with, so I just kept running until I found a village, and I just took all of the chests and got some food, and then it was nighttime, so I just headed to bed. Day 3, I was feeling good. I've gotten some good stuff for the last few days, and I wanted to continue my adventure. I found this really pretty barn with some animals inside, but there happened to be a dinosaur hanging out outside. I decided to avoid the dinosaur, and I found this ritual altar thing, and I found out that you can link your spawn point to it, which is very handy. I continued exploring, and well... Oh, not doing that today. I ran the other way, and I found this little guy. He kept following me, and I didn't understand what he wanted me to do. So I killed him. I ended up running into a burnt forest, and well... Okay, I feel like this was not the best place to run into. And then I managed to find some mean dogs that then chased me through the forest. Thankfully, I lost most of them, but I ended up having to kill one of them, or I would have died myself. This is where I realized I made a big mistake. It was becoming nighttime and I didn't have a single bed and I haven't seen a single sheep. I ended up just mining upwards and just made a little box for me to hide in. While waiting out the night, it got pretty boring, so I decided to just organize my inventory, and I found out I had a pigeon egg and decided, let's see if I can get one. Well, let's see what happens. Oh! It's got a pigeon! A lot didn't happen on day 4. I mainly focused on getting clean drinking water, so I just gathered some sand and cobble and made some purified water. Waiting for it all to smelt pretty much took the entire day, so I just ended up hiding in another hole as I haven't found any wool or sheep yet. Day 5. Now when I look back at day 5, I think day 5 was by far my worst day ever. I started off by just killing some animals to get some leather, as I know it's helpful for backpacks and canteens in the future. Just as I killed the last animal, I saw this giant serpent jump out of the water and I decided to get a closer look, and this thing was scary, so I decided just to run away and ignore it. I continued on my journey and decided the best thing for me to do was to get into a boat and find more land. This was a mistake. The ocean was terrifying.
I hate this. You don't think they'll like jump out at me? Just give me land, please. Land.
Everywhere I looked, there was someone in the water or something chasing me. And the best part is I couldn't find land. All I found was ice.
No, not ice. No, not ice.
And frickin' islands.
Where is land?
I decided, after 15 minutes of being in this boat, terrified of what was happening on the water, that I just decided it was getting dark and I'm just gonna hang out on this island for the night. This, however, didn't last very long. I saw this plant that looked very angry and decided to book it into the water and onto my boat. I was not messing around with this plant. After not even 2 seconds, I spot this giant sea creature and I am terrified.
What are you? Please, 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 please.
I am now boating for my life. I have no idea if this thing is chasing me or not. I have found land. My main goal is to just stay alive and wait out the night, as the mobs on land will probably kill me too. But this plan changes pretty quickly as I reach a dead end and I decide to just stop rowing my boat.
Okay. Oh. What? No!
So remember that sea creature that I wasn't sure if it was following me still? Apparently it was.
Planes. Oh, I'm back so far. This sucks. Yep. This is how it's happening.
Day 6 was a pretty sad day. I just crawled out of the hole that I had hidden the entire night and tried to avoid any mobs while I got food. However, this looter had other plans, but I managed to kill him and he dropped a dungeon bag that actually had some really nice loot in it. I remembered there was a village nearby and wanted to see if there was anything left behind. There were some hay bales and I managed to find a chest that I missed last time with some really good stuff. I needed to make a crafting table to get a sword and bread, so I chopped down a tree and then crafted. While crafting, I realized I had no cobblestone and decided to steal some from the butcher shop. I managed to make a furnace and some basic tools before it started to get dark and I had to head to bed. Not much happened on day 7. I found this secret part of the village that I didn't notice before, but it only had coal blocks in it, which was kind of disappointing. After that, I started my adventure, which was quickly stopped when I found this weird building. I walked to the edge and an achievement told me to jump. I decided I was not going to trust this world anymore and was just gonna reset my spawn point and put some stuff in my chest. I was still very curious about the fact that it wanted me to jump, so I had to. I jumped in and nothing really happened. I was kind of relieved, but I figured there had to be more, so I started digging. I found this building and inside was this warrior who was actually very friendly, so I stole all his stuff. There was a mine colony supply camp in there and I was very curious about how it worked. After gathering everything, I headed back up and realized it was getting dark out, so I ended up heading to bed. Day 8, I started by smelting some food and reorganizing my stuff and putting it into my backpack. After that, I decided to place down the My Colony's supply crate, and this thing was so cool. There was a nice amount of wood, a little bedroom for me, a kitchen with food, and even a cart. I decided to mine all the wood and get the food that I found in the kitchen and cook it up. While looking through the things, I found a town hall and I decided to place it down. When I placed it down, it asked me if I wanted to start a colony. Not really knowing what I was doing, I said sure, and next thing I know, people started showing up. I placed my extra bed down for her, and then I went to go to sleep, but it wouldn't let me as it said something was looking at me. Next thing I know, Jyla, whatever her name is teleported onto the top of the roof, and this Enderman looking dude is after her. She just kept getting teleported back again until next thing I know, she died. I didn't know what to do, so I started to board myself in with some logs, but while I'm doing this, someone else showed up. This poor dude had no idea he just walked into his own death. I had to do something, so I went in and I decided it was time for me to attack.
Yo, no. No. I'm dead.
This probably wasn't my smartest idea, but I needed him dead. Nothing was happening until this dude dies, so I just kept trying until I finally killed him. After a long night, I just grabbed my stuff from my dead body and went to bed. Not much happened on day 9 and 10. I ended up grabbing the catalyst and linking my spawn point inside the colony, and ended up grabbing a horse from the stable that was nearby as well. I decided to turn the building behind me into my house as I needed a place to keep my horse, and the building already was pretty cute. Like I said, not a lot happened on day 10. I mainly focused on just continue to work on the house and little things that needed to be done around the house. Day 11, I decided to go mining, as I didn't have a lot of armor yet, or supplies. I didn't find a lot though, but I managed to find some coal, platinum, gems, silver, and some iron. When I resurfaced, I realized it was already really dark out, so I went to sleep and I realized that I completely forgot to bring my bed over, so I went back to the colony to go to bed. Until I got the message that I could not sleep. An ender monster was back. I decided to just block myself in and wait out the night. I had stuff I needed to smelt anyway. Day 12, I grabbed what I smelted and started to tear down the walls until I suddenly saw this gigantic skeleton through my window that was coming towards my colony. He started killing my people, so I ended up just rebuilding my walls. I decided to make some armor with the iron I had just smelted that night and make an escape tunnel back to my house. Once I got home, I added some doors to feel a little more safe inside my house, and went out to my fenced area to see if I saw anything. It looked pretty clear. However, it was getting dark, so I ended up taking my tunnel back, and just slept for the night. Day 13, I started by cleaning up the colony's area, and decided to head back to my house, and realized that I have no way of drinking clean water right now, so I ended up making myself an infinity pool of purified water. I also started to upgrade my armor and my swords, and then I realized it was starting to get late, so I started to head to bed, and you will never guess what happened. I couldn't sleep. Something was looking at me. So honestly, I just waited out the night. I was not dealing with it. Day 14 started out very calm. I got some sand for some windows and drinking bottles and smelted them. While waiting for my glass to smelt, I decided to go check out this obsidian tower near my house that might be causing these ender monsters, but I couldn't get in, so I ended up just doing a bit of mining. I got my glass from my furnace and started to smelt the silver I just got, and decided to make some glass bottles and try to fill them up with my purified water source, but it didn't work, so I ended up just going to the lake and filling them up there. I spent the rest of the day trying to figure out if silver was better than iron, because it took an iron pick to mine it, but I was incorrect. Silver is just as bad as iron. I waited for the colony to go asleep, but yet again I couldn't sleep, and Ender Monster was back. I decided I was equipped enough to fight him off. However, just as I did it, chat announced that there was a blood moon. I had no idea what a blood moon was, but I did not want to be a part of it, so I wanted to kill this guy as quickly as I could. Next thing I know, this ghost jumps out in front of me, and I get the achievement, Boo. I am now blinded and terrified. I have no idea what is going on, but this is not good. I am dying fast. This ghost was just too powerful, and I died. I wasn't too worried about this until this happened. Whatever happened, my spawn reset, and I am now back at the spawn. I tried to sleep in a villager house, but sadly I couldn't sleep during a blood moon. So I decided that it would just be fun to make a run for it back to my house, as I've lost all my items and I couldn't sleep anyways. I can't believe that just happened. I was so close. I'm going again. I don't care. I cannot believe I did that. I actually got home. That was the most terrifying thing I have done so far. I grabbed myself some backup armor from the chest and made myself a bone sword. It was my mission to get my stuff back. This is my time. I open the door and I struggle to close it as I see things running up behind me. All I have to do is open this gate and I'll be safely inside the colony. And my stuff is just right there. But this freaking grave is on top of the fence gate and I'm now panicking. I can't get this thing open. I am dying. And what the heck how is that an Enderman? So I know what you're thinking if you're looking at the video time. How is the video almost over? I can't do it. I am throwing in the towel. 100 days of this is too much. I had so much fun doing this, but it was such a struggle for me, I swear. But if you want me to do a part 2 of this and actually try to do 100 days, I will do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have gotten this far, put in the comments, "Screw you, Mr. Ender Monster," and I will know you were here. Make sure you leave a like, and feel free to comment if you would like. And if you're still here, subscribe. It's free. You can unfollow. Thank you so much. Bye!